Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Thinking about you, thinking about liberty, thinking about freedom, thinking about prosperity and joy of life for you, for every last one of you. It gives me pause to stop and think and wonder, what in the world else can I do to cause that to happen for all of you? And I can't come up with anything else offhand that I can do myself, except try in every way possible to get you to understand that everything else is in play. The only thing that is missing is your hand, the role that you must play in causing all of these things that you pray for to be. And that really is a complicated mission for anybody outside of that realm. You see, there are people who, let's say Republicans. Democrats think Republicans are going out of their minds, that they're leading the nation straight down the rabbit hole to hell. But if I was raised as a Republican, I'd be right there with those Republicans. If I were raised as an elitist, if my family were at the top and I had the opportunity to do any and everything I wanted to do, didn't have to worry about anything that anybody else thought, I was free to be free, I'd be just like those guys are too. And I'd be hated by everybody that's not able to do that. But I was raised a certain way that I don't care. And so in the middle of this earth, right here, in the middle of America, here, we got people at one extreme of having everything they want, owning by proclamation any and everything. And you got people at the other end, got nothing, own nothing. And then you sit there and you look at this thing, and one philosophy might be that one was stronger, one was wiser, one had what it took to be successful, alpha, go get it, and did it, while another was just weak. No get up and go, looking for somebody to do something for them, and didn't do anything. And so this is the result. That's easy for you to see. But look at it a different way. Look at it like this, that all of the resources of the earth, all of those resources of the earth that was given by a power that we can't see, can't touch, can't feel. But the evidence of that power is in the fact that oil and all those other resources do exist. They came from God. And for what purpose? For the purpose in which they are used for. And by whom? By those who use it. Who use it? Everybody. So it was made for that purpose. But look at the ones who's at the top. Look at them. What holds them at the top? That oil, those minerals, those resources that's given to all of us by God, now have their names on it as owners. What God gave all of us, those at the top now got their names on it as owners. Isn't Isn't that amazing? How their names get on it as owners? Some kind of way they connived, they maneuvered, they found some way to persuade everybody else to go along with what they were doing. And you can tell it today, you got conned. You got conned. Their names are claiming all the stuff that God has given all of the people. Now, God didn't do that. They did that. They deceived you who don't have anything. And they have made laws to protect their doings. They got laws, baby. You just can't walk up and say, I'm going to take it back. No, no, no. They got laws that have been passed to protect their evil doing. And how do they get those laws there? Because the people were so misguided, they went along with it. It got to be good, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Ain't that right? It's funny. Yes, it is. It's funny. It's funny when you think about how they pull that stuff and how simple and easy people go along with it. Now, what I'm telling you, many of you already know it. Oh, you know it. That's why you listening to me still, because you know what I'm saying. It's the same thing that's been on your mind. It's the same things that have come out of your lips when you were talking to certain people. Now you hear me telling you that what you were thinking, what you were talking about was true, is true. And it's going to stay that way unless we do something about it. Now, if you were raised a Democrat, you think, hey, what you got to offer is so much better. And all the people got to do is to look at what the Republicans have done and think about what the Democrats are about and jump on the bandwagon with the Democrats, and you're going to straighten out the things that the Republicans have done that's causing so much pain to you. And I hear that the Democrats are really out there alive and ready. Going to take it back whatever they can. And that has everybody who was raised as a Democrat excited. And at the same time, it's making some Republicans excited as well, because they know what your plan is, and they want to stop it in the way they can. And what I'm asking here today, as you're listening to what I'm saying, the Democrats get exactly what they want. They take over the House, and they get even a few extra seats in the Senate. And the things that they were pissed about, they start dealing with it. So for the next 2 years at least, we're not really going to be going any place. What we're going to be doing is wallowing in this mess that we're in today, trying to unravel it, trying to put some decency to it according to the Democratic perspective. But the question that I'd like to ask all of you who are listening to me, who have been living at least for a while, who have seen Republican administrations and who have seen Democratic administrations, even Congresses, Republican and Democrat, I'd like to ask you, was there ever a period in time under either of these administrations where there were no people who were homeless? Everybody had housing. Was there ever a time where there were no people that were unemployed? Everybody had jobs. Was there ever a time when anybody who wanted to go to school could go and there were no hang-ups, and people who wanted health care? Was there ever a time when it was held out to them without any crazy hoops that you have to go through? Was there ever a time under Republican and Democrat? I'm thinking that you are probably concluding, nah, I don't think there was ever a time like that. So my question to you is why? Why would you accept all of this other stuff when there could possibly be a time like this? A time where everybody's needs are met. Why? Why is it that it does not? Ladies, let me ask you something. A lot of times we say black people have been persecuted longer than anybody else on the face of the earth. I don't know. They do say that. But I also hear that women have been persecuted ever since they've been on the earth. I don't know. But what they do say as well. Even if it was just under the authority of men, where they determined your role, they determined what you were supposed to do. In fact, I think they are still trying to do that. When you wanted a job, they determined who would get a job and what extremes they could put any applicant through in trying to get that job. Especially the ones that you have to get on the couch. Especially the ones that pay some decent money. Especially the ones that people idolized. Oh boy, they played some awesome games on the women there. But not just there. Just washing people's clothes and ironing their shirts. Seeing if their kids had to go through some changes as well. You had to put out. You were being used. Used like I don't know what. At home being used. Cook. Clean the house. Don't look down the street. Don't tell me who passed by because you ain't got no business looking. Oh, think about it when you had to go through so much and you finally say you can't take it no more. And you say you better get out or you're going to kill somebody. And you start to try to get out and you look around and you think you're reminded there's no place to go. You got no money. You got no assets. You're not even around many friends. Or if so, they can't really help you because they're going through the same kind of situation that you're going through. And so there you are stuck cleaning the house, cooking food, for somebody that you know now don't give a darn about you and you don't give a darn about them, but you're just stuck. Ooh, wouldn't it be liberating to know that all of those obstacles were removed? That if you were ever together with another individual, it was because you wanted to. It was because it was a pleasure. And if anything was wrong, anything that you didn't like, you can split and not have to worry about where you're going, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, because you were in control and everything was designed to make life all wonderful for you as a married person, wonderful for you as a single person. Wouldn't that be just fantastic? Look at what you got today. You got a system set up before you where they publicly tell you that certain people are gerrymandering and they're trying to make sure that certain populations can lose their vote and using this as a manipulation thing to control what you a particular group wants done and get by with it, like what they say Russia did with the U.S. in the presidential election of 2016. Get by with it. What does that say? What does that say to those of you who have hoped that this other way, and oh yes, I didn't tell you the name of this other way. I talked about the Republican way, I talked about the Democratic way, and I talked about that sweet, wonderful way. That way is the way of the Creator. That way is the way of the Maker. That way is the one who put the sun and hung it where it is, put the moon and stuck it where it is, took all the planets, put them where they are, and put this ball that we are sitting on, where it is, in the oceans and the seas and the valleys and the trees and the foods and the oil and the gas and us and the insects, put us all here. Fantastic. All in God's hand. No problems whatsoever. Now, there are certain things that we have been given permission to do because we can govern that a little bit better than some power out there would want to see us develop into whatever is required to be beautiful, whatever is required to be loving. And they kind of given us a start on that by saying, do unto others, treat others as you want to be treated. And that is your sign that you want to honor a power that you can't see, because it is that power that all things exist. And though you used to have your name on the oils and on the gold mines, now you've taken your name off those and you're giving it back to God by making all of those resources available to all of the population throughout the processes that must be done in order to get it to work smoothly. So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that it was kind of hard for me to lay down and sleep when I had started thinking about some of the changes that our nation is going through and how it is affecting the old people, the young people, and beyond all of that is how wonderful and how sweet it is to just decide that, you know, you are above man's law. And what does that mean? That means that you are going to do the things that are proper to be done. If the laws of man fall within that category, then you are one with those laws. But if those laws are deviant, if they take you off the path of beauty, take you off the path of love and respect for one another, then you're not just going to go that way. You're not going to go that way. You're not going to let a law, you're not going to let a person who doesn't know the truth lead you down some darn stinking path that you know is darn stinking. You ain't going, if they want to go, you're going to let them go. But they ain't going to pull you there. Why? Because you know the thing is nasty. So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to be walking with God, you can't be faking it. Because all that over there is fake. Watch what happens when you stand up to it. Watch how it crumbles. When you stand up to it, watch how it crumbles. When you stand up to it, watch how it crumbles. Now, I think I'll just leave it there. I don't want to give you any more than that. I don't want to bore you. I hope I've given you some excitement, something to look forward to. So when you get up from hearing this, you will be motivated to start at least thinking about some stuff, thinking about it, making some plans through your thoughts, and then sharing with someone. This is a brand new day for a brand new people. You. Bye-bye.